Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ahmad Nawaz with the latest roundup of sports today. We've got lots of terrific things to discuss on Sports Extra. First of all, you all are aware that Pakistan is a fantastic destination for adventure sports and tourism. All of us know that already. There are so many sites in Pakistan that harness the true potential of adventure tourism as well. And I think when you talk about, be it the northern side of Pakistan, be it the coastline of Pakistan, be it the deserts, I think everything is fantastic. But capturing them with your eyes is one part of the picture, but spreading them to the world has got to be one of the most important jobs that you have as a Pakistani, especially if you're passionate enough. And what we're talking about, and the gentleman we're going to introduce you has got a lot of experience. He's got 31 years of experience as a photographer, and of course he's got a biggest achievement of being at the second highest plateau in the world, not just 1 day, 2 day, but 15 days on the SI plane in extreme conditions, only to capture the majestic beauties of this plateau and bring it in front of the world. I think it's a fantastic job that he's done, not only for Pakistan but the future generations to come as well. I always tell people that you should be very proud of being a Pakistani, and I think seeing these fantastic visuals coming out from the OSI, courtesy of the gentleman we're going to be introducing you, makes us feel even more special that we belong to a land that is truly blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with all the blessings that you can think of, especially the scenic beauties of Pakistan. So we'll talk about that. Then we move on to cricket, and first of all we discuss big things happening in cricket at the moment. We're going to be talking about Australia, who have announced their tour to Pakistan. This is going to be a white ball tour comprising of one days and T20s. The timeline is yet not confirmed, but I think it's a significant milestone for Pakistan cricket. And what we're hearing so far is that in the year 2026, that is next year, this might happen between March and April. That's only unconfirmed up till now, but I thought I should share with you what the timeline can be. But I think it's a significant milestone. Pakistan has already hosted teams for the Champions Trophy. They've already hosted Australia significantly well in the year 2022 in the white ball format. I think this is going to be exceptional. And I do personally believe that the series victory we had in Australia in one-day internationals left a great impact for Australia as well. So I think this series is going to be very, very important. So we talk about that. Then of course we talk about two big retirements that we've talked about already. We talked about Henrik Larsson, but Glenn Maxwell, his impact on the world of cricket. He announces his retirement from one-day international cricket. What has Maxwell meant for cricket, and what is he meant for cricket Australia? The brand of cricket that he's played is something very, very significant. Congratulations to Maxi on a stellar career, of course, for one-day internationals, and I think he served Australia very, very proudly, and he's been a great ambassador for international cricket. So we'll talk about that detail as well, and some historic performances in between. Time now, of course, talk about something very special, as I said in my introduction as well. We've got a report on that. You take a look what we're talking about, and then I'll introduce you to the gentleman.
Irfan Yunus is a seasoned photographer with over 31 years of experience. He started his career in wedding photography but always had a deep love for nature and the beautiful land of Pakistan. That passion led him to leave commercial photography and begin a new journey, exploring and capturing the natural beauty of Pakistan. One of his biggest achievements in crossing the Deosai, the second highest plateau in the world, on foot during the winter season. He is the first Pakistani to spend 15 days on the in extreme winter, walking across it and taking stunning photos and videos. No one had ever done this before. All earlier teams were either foreign or used skies in easier weather. Before this, he also helped promote bike tourism in Pakistan. He traveled across the whole country on a motorbike with his wife and their 1.5-year-old daughter. This showed people that it is safe and enjoyable to explore Pakistan by bike even with family. His journey is about more than travel, it's about breaking limits, inspiring others and showing the world the real beauty of Pakistan.
And there you have it in this report by Saba Shafique. Of course, all the details of Irfan Yunus, somebody with 31 years of experience of photography and now covering adventure tourism for Pakistan. Spectacular images. Now, of course, we move on to our discussion of cricket, and joining us in studios is international cricket commentator, broadcaster, presenter, our sports expert, and now I can thankfully say my fellow anchor as well, Asif Ahmad. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Walaikum assalam, Ahmad. Yesterday I was missing you in the studios.
Thank you very much for being my concussion substitute. I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful.
No, I'm humbled and it's my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Right, Asif Ahmad, any team touring Pakistan is obviously special. But first of all, my question to you would be, Australia is coming for a white ball tour. They've confirmed it. Their, head of their Cricket Australia also confirmed it on an online press talk as well. What is the significance of this in the world of cricket?
Well, Ahmed, I think that it's a huge achievement of Pakistan cricket, and as recently Pakistan hosted ICC Champions Trophy, we hosted Australia in 2022 after 24 years, and if you see the statement of Greenberg, what he said that actually that the last tour where Australia played 3 test matches, 3 ODIs, 1 T20. We were so happy that the management, each and everything, the security, hospitality, each and everything was fantastic. And that's why they have announced that they will play white ball series, shorter format, ODI and T20 with the Pakistan in the next year. It's not only important for the Pakistan, but if you see that, once again, I'll bring one important thing that, in our neighbors, the India always propagate about the Pakistan security, and the way Pakistan Super League held, and David Warner visited once again in Pakistan, and he represented Karachi Kings and rest of the foreign players. It's a very good message to the rest of the world that the Pakistan is a peaceful country, and Pakistan is a safe country, and Pakistan always respects to the other nations as well. This series is not only important if we talk about for the emerging cricketers, but it will decide the fate of some other players like Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan as well, because news you have shared with us that you can't see Mohammad Rizwan in the upcoming mega events like Asia Cup and ICC's events, and you have shared with our viewers as well about Babar Azam as well. See, let's suppose if Saim Ayub and Sahibzada Farhan, Fakhr Zaman, Hassan, if they play with the same spirit, especially the stunning guy Haris, who stunned everybody with his 100, not only with a brilliant strike rate, but with good batting technique as well, as I shared earlier as well, that he made 33 runs with the pull shot. So when you play against Australia, when you play against South Africa, the teams like New Zealand, when they will visit to Pakistan, definitely it will give a great confidence to our youngsters.
Certainly. Discussing this further now, we've been joined on Sports Extra by senior cricket commentator, cricket historian and expert Raja Asad Ali Khan. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Welcome to Sports Extra.
Walaikum salam. Thank you very much, Nawaz. It's nice to be a part of your cricket broadcast.
Always great to have you, sir. And I always say that I've learned so much from you. It's always an honor to have you on the show. Sir, kindly do explain to us the significance of this announcement by Cricket Australia. Obviously, an international team coming to Pakistan is very, very significant. But when it's Australia, who are considered the powerhouse of international cricket in the world, what does this signify?
Yes, it's a matter of great pride and joy for all cricket followers in Pakistan, especially Pakistan cricket. Way he announced the tour is very important, but the chief of the Cricket Australia has shown his keenness, his interest, and his pride to be part of Pakistan cricket again. This is a team which came to Pakistan after 24 years of gap in 2022. That certainly is a very good omen as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned. You see, you use the word powerhouse. No doubt that Australia is a powerhouse of cricket, and it's certainly one of the foremost cricket team, on earth. They announcing that they are coming to Pakistan, and this announcement was made by not other than the head of the Cricket Australia, and he has expressed his satisfaction during the last tour of Australia, which started in 2022, that it was a brilliant success. They praised Pakistan security, they praised Pakistan hospitality, arrangement. By all means, I think you've done a wonderful job by doing a special episode regarding the coming Australian tour of Pakistan. Pakistan is no doubt is one of the all-time best team, I think. Though we started very late, we were just given tested in 1952, whereas the teams like India and they have been playing Test cricket for decades. So Pakistan, I think it's certainly a recognition of its talent, its infrastructure, its value, and of course the glorious past of Pakistan. That certainly has impact over, has cast a shadow on the current cricket, but certainly will go a long way to establish further Pakistan cricket to be a world power in Test and ODI cricket, and of course T20 cricket.
The history of cricket has never seen such a bad example of politicizing this game that we all love, as we have seen from our neighboring country, India. It's very, very disappointing because this is a game that we all love and it connects the entire world. And for long, not only the rhetoric of not coming to Pakistan has been one of the case, but it's even moved forward to subversive activities of trying to sabotage cricket in Pakistan as well. But this seems to be a monumental success for Pakistan, hosting the Champions Trophy successfully, completing the PSL and then having international teams, and now with Australia coming, sir. What would be your take on this? Because obviously, like I said, this game belongs to, every fan that is present around the world.
It's a very good news. And not only cricket, Ahmed, there was a, volleyball champion, the Kawa, Central Asian Volleyball Association's the Kawa League to be held in Islamabad from 29th of November, which inadvertently have to, shift to Azerbaijan because of India refusal. They have been doing kuti for every sport for the long time now. This is sort of a callous or inferiority complex over by India over our very glorious past, in terms of hockey, cricket, squash, and other games. And now this is a fear for Indians that they are going to reclaim again the same supremacy over the Arsh travel India whenever they made a good team. So we are in the process of making a good team in cricket as well as in hockey. So certainly there's other news coming from the ICC, who has been elected the chairman of ICC, Mr. Jay Shah. I proposed to the PCB that there should be a no confidence movement to be tabled against Desha because of incompetency, his biasness, against Pakistan especially. That is not harmful to the Pakistan cricket, but it's overall harmful for the international cricket. So the chaos continues. Our cricket goes on and on, inshallah. We have successfully organized the PSL, and then the Bangladesh came here. They played a good cricket here. And further, I believe it will go, it's cast its shadow, to the coming events as well. So we are going to, inshallah ta'ala, reach greater heights in due course of a time. Our board, selection committee should, I think they should make good decisions. There will be no hurdle, I tell you, to stop Pakistan, to even beat one of the greatest sides currently playing international cricket, excluding India, the likes of Australia, England, and of course New Zealand.
Well, certainly, Rasab. Now, coming to a very, very particular subject, which I'm sure you're going to enjoy, is the history of cricket between Pakistan and Australia. We've had some great series in the past, and just recently, I think our victory when we toured to Australia, the one-day international series that we won, left a great impact for Cricket Australia as well. But overall, these two sides have enjoyed a fair share of history in world cricket as well. How would you highlight that, sir?
In Australia in 1966, we beat Australia at Karachi, where a puzzled bowled up, got 12 wickets. So by all means, we have been doing well, and so is Australia. Australia is, we have never won a Test series in Australia. They are very tough opponent, but we have a very good relations with the Australian cricket. Though some individuals, in fighting one at the time goes on, like the Leena and Miadad, the shuffle. But besides all that, we have been very good cricketing relations with Australia. So was Australia against Pakistan and Pakistan against Australia. Whenever we are playing in the ground, other way around, you see, we have been a close rivalry in hockey as well. So by all means, I think we have good traditional relations with Australia, and this coming tour would further strengthen, would further cement the ties between Pakistan and Australia. After winning the war against India, we have now become a nation. The world is joining us. And this announcement will certainly have its impact on the other cricket playing countries, the likes of England, or of course New Zealand. Pakistan Pakistan is scheduled to play 3 Test match series against England in coming the next in England. So by all means, we are playing against, and we would be able to raise a good team by playing team. This outfit, though, is having some weaknesses regarding pace attack and some weaknesses in the middle order. But certainly playing against tough team like Australia and other teams. Now, South Africa will also coming to Pakistan in October. And there were some other teams, we will be playing 9 test matches during the coming season, that is 25, 26. So by all means, I think it's a good going as Pakistan cricket is concerned.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Rajas Ali Khan, for joining us, sir, and your complete, I think, analysis of this tour to Pakistan as well. Ki Asif Ahmed, not only on the side of it being a cricket diplomatic success as well, but I think it's very important we gauge the competitiveness of this as well. Like I said, Pakistan's one-day victory in Australia probably left a big impact in that series.
Well, you know that you heard the analysis of the former Australian Test cricketers about the Pakistan victory. They were praising and definitely they were criticizing all the Australian performances, because it's not easy to beat Australia in Australia with a younger side. But of course, credit goes to the Mohammad Rizwan, the way he led the side, especially in ODIs, and that's why now Australia eagerly looking towards Pakistan. And they will definitely try to beat Pakistan in Pakistan, and they will try to take a revenge. This is how the Australian style is, and this is what Australia known for. But when we talk about the Pakistan's upcoming talent, that the Pakistani players now, they are doing so well. As Rajasab was talking about, yes, the Australia is a very, very strong side. They don't care about that who's in the playing 11 or not. Recently, they visited Pakistan for the ICC Champions Trophy without their 5-6 premier players, but they played fearless cricket in Pakistan, and they've given tough time to all of their oppositions. So Australia is a very strong side, and Ahmed, once again, see, it will be a big test for our youngsters like Hassan Nawaz, like Saim Ayub, like Sahibzada Farhan, because now we're eyeing towards them that they are the future of Pakistan cricket. As Fakhr Zaman improved a lot in Pakistan Super League, the way he played for Pakistan. So, and then of course our fast bowler, it will be a real test, because Haris Rauf and Shaheen Shah Afridi, they were so good in Australia in those seaming conditions, in bouncy conditions, but it will be a test not only for the batters but also for the fast bowlers as well.
Certainly, the competitive, like I said, I think Asif is right. It's going to be a real test, because Australia is the one team in the world that you can't consider them that in any foreign conditions they won't play well. They tend to back themselves in every condition they're playing, especially subcontinent. They back themselves with confidence. To discuss this further, in terms of the significance of this tour and the competitive side of it as well, we've been joined on Sports Extra by senior cricket commentator, cricket expert, and of course one of the most sane voices in the world of cricket when it comes to female voices as well, and I think even on the side of male counterparts. Leena, Moin, Aziz. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Welcome to Sports Extra.
Walaikum salam, Ahmad. You're well, and thank you for the lovely introduction as always.
Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, I think the announcement of this tour by Cricket Australia, how significant is it for Pakistan cricket?
Always very significant, Ahmad, because Australia is such a big side, not just cricket-wise. The Pakistani boys will get great exposure. They'll be tested. The youngsters who are doing well and recently done well against Bangladesh, they'll be really tested against the top side. So that way, yes, for the players, it's very significant, because their prowess, their ability is tested to the hilt against the Australians, both batters and bowlers. And also, as a country, Pakistan is always, it is a great omen for any country when Australians decide to visit, because it is them saying that Pakistan play, we love playing cricket in Pakistan, and we enjoy playing cricket in Pakistan. So it's like a slap on everyone's face who keeps saying absurd things about Pakistan, and so that way, yes, it's significant, but also player-wise, ability-wise, it is very, very important to her, because players who do well against Australia, whether it's in Australia or in Pakistan, they become heroes, and their confidence is built vis-a-vis those performances against a top side like Australia.
Well, certainly, that series left a great impact when Pakistan won the one-day series over there as well. And Australia, I think, is a very, very shrewd and street smart team in the world, because they also realize that Pakistan is a kind of team that can surprise you on any given day. So they really they're very picky about their opposition. So when we look at the competitive side of it as well, and I think we used to joke about this playing club cricket as well, that any team in the world Pakistan can beat, but as soon as they don Australian colours, Pakistan is going to lose to them, because we've got a psychological pressure of Australia.
Yeah, always, because Pakistan haven't traditionally done that well against Australia. We haven't won test matches against them. We haven't won series against them. So winning against them recently was a great feather in the Pakistani cap, and it's a very difficult series. So especially, I mean, if you win in Australia, you're touring, you win a one-day series or T20 series, it's very, very good for your confidence. But, past is past. It's now, that was a different team. This is a different team. We have a different captain now. So these young boys who've done well recently against Bangladesh and at the PSL level, Haris and Sabzada Farhan and Nawaz, these players would be tested. Our fast bowling would be tested. The spinners would be tested. Players like Abrar, these players would be tested. And, they will... and when people say that you win against Bangladesh, that's all well and good, and it's a good momentum and it's a good confidence booster. But then winning against Australia or England, or New Zealand, that's another thing. So I think it'll be great for the Pakistani players, and they'll be tested against the Australians, and the bench strength would be tested, and it'll be a lovely series to assess which player stands where.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Leena, Moin, Aziz, for joining us on Sports Extra. Always great to hear Leena's thought. We talk about cricket. Like I said, one of the most sane voices in cricket that we have. Asif Ahmad, I think this is a very interesting fact that, we used to joke about this. Any team Pakistan can beat, but as soon as we see Australian colours, we tend to, go on the back foot. Why is that? Traditionally over the years.
Well, I think that you should ask this question to Shoaib Akhtar as well, because you used to sit with him on another platform as well. I was just thinking that we had a very strong side. Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, Shoaib Akhtar, Mohammad Yusuf and Zamamul Haq, but we never beat them in a test series there. And even we won ODI series after a very, very long time, 2 decades there. Don't you think it's another joke?
It's a huge, I think it's a huge time frame.
Yes.
Not being able to do that.
And I think it's an answer that the mindset of Pakistani cricket, it's been discussed so many times that we discuss these things, that the players, Pakistani upcoming players, they just follow one thing, and that is the T20 cricket. And when we talk about the Australians, see their domestic structure, see their first class structure, because it was an astonishing news for me that Mike Hussey got chance in international cricket after scoring 10,000 first class runs there. And if you see the debut of Matthew Hayden in the age of 28, so they left cricket as legends. So this is the difference between the Pakistan cricket and Australia, and that's why we're shy to play against yellow colours.
Well, certainly as well. But to talk more on this, now we've been joined by expert Behram Qazmi. Assalamu alaikum, Behram. Welcome to Sports Extra.
Wa alaikum assalam, Ahmad. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. First of all, what's the significance that you see of this tour that Australia has announced that they're going to be touring Pakistan for the white ball format?
Well, I mean, it's always welcome when one of the major cricketing nations decides to tour Pakistan. I feel like the timing of it is important as well, because maybe some Pakistan fans might have been feeling a bit insecure due to recent political developments. So with that regard, I suppose it's quite a major win of sorts. And, Australia is a country or a cricketing nation which has such rich heritage, and no one has won more than them in this sport. So whenever they tour, it is a big deal, and especially given the fact how prior to their tour in 2022, they hadn't toured in the longest time, like since 99 or 97, if I can recall correctly. So I suppose when Australia tour Pakistan, it's always a big deal.
Certainly. Behram, at the same thing, this tour's significance on one end, but I think for Cricket Australia, the news that just came out of a couple of days ago of Glenn Maxwell's retirement from one-day international cricket, how would you analyze that?
I mean, honestly, he might just be one of those unsung heroes in the format who doesn't get talked about a lot. If you're averaging 33 plus and you're striking the ball at nearly 127 in ODI cricket, in the sort of role that Maxwell played, as a finisher lower down the order or in the lower middle order, I feel like he is or was worth his weight in platinum. And he had played 149 games, close to 4,000 runs. So it's not like he's retired or called time early. I feel like that's his decision, and he probably wants to give priority to T20 cricket here on. But if there's one highlight that you want to kind of remember his career by, it has to be his unbeaten 201 versus Afghanistan at the Wankhede in the 2023 ODI World Cup, winning that unwinnable game. I personally feel it might just be the best individual knock in ODI cricket ever. So that is at pretty much the forefront of his legacy, along with a couple of World Cup titles as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Behram, for joining us and your analysis. I think Behram is right. If people tend to rate, Ben Stokes' innings the best in Test cricket, and those visuals are forever there whenever we tend to open any form of digital media, I think Maxwell's innings against Afghanistan in that World Cup was just a tremendous knock, and I think that has to be amongst one of the greatest one-day international innings that we've seen as well. Asif Ahmad, Glenn Maxwell, we of course, I remember discussed this before as well, but the lasting impact on the world of cricket. I remember the whole world was in awe when AB de Villiers came to the scene and the kind of shots he used to play, but with Maxwell came a next evolution of cricket.
Well, if I could say that end of an era, the legend, and definitely who sacrificed himself for and vacant a place for a youngster. I was reading over the Twitter, and I would like to read out this. Somebody wrote that the Glenn Maxwell retired because he wants to give someone in his position a fair chance for the 2027 ODI Cricket World Cup. This is why they win so many tournaments. Team over an individual, always champion thinking. So now people are praising himself. That everybody knows that he was such a brilliant, talented player, and somebody wrote that we will miss his fiery knocks once again. Of course, the way he played against Afghanistan, Netherlands, Pakistan, India, name any team.
If I say kind of like Mohammad Haris, you're going to beat me up, aren't you? Look at Haris, and he tries to do some of those things, but out of this world.
Long way to go there. Long way to go for Haris. But see, Glenn Maxwell, one thing he said that I don't be selfish and I will give a chance to a youngster for upcoming ODI. I think why the Pakistani or the Asian players, they don't think like this. Why they don't behave like this. And that's why he wrote that. That's why they're the champions for so many tournaments.
And Asif, not just him. I remember I have seen one of my favorite players, Andrew Strauss, Alistair Cook, even Marcus Trescothick, you go back, Nick Knight, mostly from England, retiring on the peak of their careers when I thought that they could probably continue for the next 3 or 4 years. They were physically fit as well. But I think you're absolutely right. The kind of mindset that prevails outside the subcontinent, especially outside Pakistan, when you look at the top teams around the world, they realize, and the level of communication with the cricket board is so, I think, fruitful and so polished that they realize that if we play one more series, probably another talent from our country is going to miss out. They realize this, and I think that's a honesty they have to the profession and to their nation as well.
Ahmad, why we're sad and why we're discussing and we're talking about the improvement of Pakistan cricket or the Asian cricket, let's take an example. We have repeated so many times about Shoaib Malik that he's 42, 43, and still he plays on the place of a youngster. When Pakistan Cricket Board announced you a mentor, a coach, and if you're deciding that you'll be the part of the playing 11, don't you think this is shameful? Why don't we learn from others? Let's take an example of Ricky Ponting. After 2003, 2007, he didn't say that I'll go for the hat-trick. He said, thank you very much. This is the peak time. Twice during my captaincy, Australia remained world champion in ODI cricket. I'm going goodbye. And these were the thinkings. That's why Australia becoming very, very strong side in each format. Talk about their test cricket. They'll be playing the final of the World Test Championship against Australia. They have won ODI World Cup. This is how the nation behaves actually. And our nation are thinking once again we're going to a decline. Why? In the cricket, 2-3 months back, I'm quite sure that the people were talking about that why Rizwan and Babar Azam not been rested. Why you haven't dropped him after so many bad performances? We've dropped them. We didn't have an answer that we do not have any replacement of Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam. You have given chances to the new players. They didn't perform well. You have trusted them again. You have given them another chance. They played well. And now we're talking about that we have some talent.
No, but I think with any player going on rest, the door for comeback should always be open. In Pakistan, that's been a very, very serious problem. Discussing this further, we've been joined by cricket commentator and expert Kashif Shabir. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Welcome to Sports Extra.
Walaikum assalam.
Kashif bhai, how would you highlight the retirement of Glenn Maxwell and the lasting impact that he's had for the brand of cricket that he played?
Glenn Maxwell has been a brand himself. And I think the way he has played cricket in the past, he has given new vision, new version of cricket to the new cricketers. The white ball cricket has already been changed by the new introduction of Glenn Maxwell cricket. So I think it is going to be a big loss to the white cricket once he's out of the cricket format.
That the lasting impact that we see, and that innings in the World Cup against Afghanistan, surely one of the greatest one-day innings that we've seen. On one side, but it's very important, Kashif bhai, that we gauge the level of confidence Cricket Australia gave to him as well, in and out of the team. But he was always sure of that he can express himself whenever he's on the field.
I think it is all about believing in the cricketing ability of a cricketer. Secondly, giving the trust to the cricketers, because we all know that the impact players, they are not consistent every time. They play good innings, but at times they fail to perform, because this is how the impact players they play. But you have to believe in their cricketing ability. You have to believe that once they are on the ground and they are performing, then they are the match winners. This is exactly what Glenn Maxwell has shown in his cricketing time.
Well, certainly. And at the same time, Kashif bhai, the announcement of Cricket Australia's tour to Pakistan, how would you analyze that?
It is going to be a difficult tour, of course, because Cricket Australia is a very good cricketing nation. And whenever they come to Pakistan or Pakistan going to Australia, it is always a difficult tour. And I think Pakistan will have to get all the players up. In the recent past, the players, they have been performing well, not only in the international cricket, but also in PSL. So I think this is the best time that the Pakistani team, they are gelled together. Pakistan have introduced new cricketing talent, and I'm sure they can perform against Australia.
Absolutely, and I think certainly this is going to be a very, very important tour on the competitive side of it as well. Thank you very much, Kashif Shabir, for joining us on Sports Extra. I think it's very particular that impact players aren't successful most of the times, but one time they tend to take the game away. But I think Maxwell certainly had that element. But the great thing about Cricket Australia as well, as we're admiring the player, we should also admire the system, Asif Ahmad, is that the backup of players is immense. They immediately know that if one player is going to go from the team, it's not going to disturb the combination. Another is going to be not only a replacement, but a like-for-like replacement. If a left-arm spinner bowling in the middle overs is going, they'll get a player from their domestic who is a left-arm spinner bowling in the middle overs. If an opening bowler is going, they'll get an opening bowler. So they've got like-for-like replacements statistically that suit the environment.
Yeah, that's why I was admiring the effort of the Australian cricket, that they've worked really hard on their domestic cricket. And I appreciate the statement from the Greenberg, that Todd Greenberg, the CEO of Australian cricket, that he said that we'll give more chances to the Pakistani players in BBL as well. So that it's really important for the Pakistani players, if they are playing BBL in Australia, to get an awareness about the Australian environment, their structure. So it's a good thing. Secondly, Ahmad, once again, I'll ask this question that why Pakistan cricket is going in the decline? Because we do not have a system. For 3 months, we will have Gary Kristen. Next 3 months, we will have Akif Javed. And I don't know what will happen with this guy. we wish him good luck, that he should spend good time with Pakistan cricket team.
We've been told he talked to Babar Azam and let him know he's in the plans for the future for the T20 World Cup.
It's another insight. It's another breaking news. I didn't hear this because I've heard that he said that I don't want Rizwan and Babar in T20 side. This is what I've heard.
Right.
Yeah.
I've heard otherwise. I've heard that he's talked
I'll
to
go
Babar
with you
Azam.
because you have a very strong connections in Pakistan cricket.
With Rizwan, I don't want to say anything. These are not strong connections. I'm just bringing information. Even today, I was told, I wasn't here yesterday, and I was said that we've heard our sources telling us that you're joining PCB. I said nothing like that is happening. I'm still here with Pakistan Television, not going anywhere.
We're so good in making these kind of controversies, and
we enjoy them. I think it's our favorite sport.
This is our favorite sport.
And I think Salman Ali Agha gave a great answer. He was asked by a journalist that you unfollowed Babar, and he said, I've never even followed him. He's my school friend. And I think and that's why I'm mostly sad about the level of questions asked in a press conference.
Well, I don't want to say anything because we a senior journalist sitting in the MCR, and definitely now he's the general secretary as well. So I don't want to say anything about that. I appreciate the efforts of Pakistani sports journalists. They're always very handy. They always ask very good questions.
So did you to Shan Masood. Why was that, taken lightly by this General Secretary Saab? That was also a good question and an authentic one at that moment.
He wasn't General Secretary on that time, but now he will take some actions. I'm telling you. But Ahmad, see, one last thing I will talk about the Australian cricket. That if you talk about their performances, if you talk about their pool of players, each and everything is perfect. And playing ICC Champions Trophy without their 5-6 Premier players and qualifying for the semi-final, it's an answer of your question, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I believe that as well. But that being said, it's a bit off topic, Asif Ahmad, but a very interesting incident took place where teams were unable to reach the ground, and one of them opted for bicycles, and that is the English cricket team. Have you ever seen anything such happening in your cricketing career?
I never seen that. Obviously, even not in my club cricket, because I do remember when I used to play club cricket, we used to hire cabs, and we had motorbikes. We didn't have bicycles.
Somebody said that the West Indies, why didn't West Indies cricket try that? Because they didn't know how to ride a bicycle. I said, had it been a boat, they would have reached because they're used to those conditions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that gentleman said that we should also give training to Pakistani cricketers for using a bicycle. I said, we've got so many injuries. If you give them a cycle, they're going to go out of their careers. But thank you very much, Asif Ahmad, for joining us on Sports Extra. Very interesting discussion whenever Asif is around. That wraps up our program. From me and the entire team, it's goodbye for now.